Welcome to a meditation or a devotion, whatever you want to call it, about Christmas. So take a seat and close your eyes. This might be a new practice to you. That's fine. Try to close your eyes and sit comfortably wherever you sit. Don't have to be any specific seating. You can also rest if you want to on the floor. But you can close your eyes and maybe take a few deep breaths just to prepare body, soul, and mind for a time of meditation and entering into God's presence and God's heart for you. And I'll invite you to picture Mary and Joseph on their way to Bethlehem. Mary might be seated on a donkey, maybe not. But picture them walking on the path, maybe close to Bethlehem by now. Mary, very close to giving birth, so big belly. You might know how that felt or feels if you have ever been pregnant. Maybe you can connect more with Joseph's concern about his wife, and you can see the tiredness in her eyes. And as they're walking, they might have been thinking, even discussing, why they were supposed to go to Bethlehem. This random decision that this king made, that he needed to count everybody. And just at this moment, they had to leave family and all the security and safety they had back home and go to Bethlehem. I mean, hadn't they done enough? Mary said yes to carrying God's child, and Joseph said yes to marrying Mary. Did they miss something? Maybe they discussed if they were on the right path, because this seemed pointless, tiring, meaningless. And this feeling only deepens when they find out that there is no place for them to sleep. They're sent out to this barn. And then Mary, in the middle of nowhere, goes into labor. Without the support of her family and people she knows. Maybe you can resonate with this feeling of disillusion or questioning God. Why? Here I thought I was following you, God, and then this happens. What's going on? And then you can picture the wise men seeing the star in a country, probably hundreds of kilometers away, coming at the right time to visit Mary and Joseph, to bow down before this child, and sharing their story that they first went to Herod and asked if he had a baby. And they were told that the prophets, hundreds of years earlier, said that this king was supposed to be born in Bethlehem. So that is why, with the guidance of the star, that they travel to Bethlehem and find Jesus. And all of a sudden it dawns on Mary and Joseph that what they had seen as an accident, coincidence, was God's plan all along. Hundreds of years earlier, this was prophesied. This was planned. Even the star was put in the sky, shined, created years before the lights from the stars reached these wise men and urged them to leave their home to visit Bethlehem. So even the stars were set in motion years before this. And even the celestial world, angels showing up in front of the shepherds, guiding them, speaks to God's planning. That nothing that happened that night was an accident. And maybe years after this, maybe at that moment when the wise men told their story, Mary and Joseph could see that as well and believed. Following God's plan doesn't mean that we can't step into situations where we feel uncomfortable or ask God why. I feel like a lack of trust that God is in this. But trust that God is there too in your life. And those things that have happened to you, He can turn those around. Heal them and create a meaning and a calling for you to use those things with a purpose. So this Christmas, I encourage you to trust in the Lord's provision, guidance, and knowledge. His overall control, also when you don't see it. So into your hands, God, we surrender our lives, families, friends we care about that need you right now. Into your hands, God, we surrender this world. Pray for peace, and forgiveness. You're welcome to sit much longer and let the words, the pictures stay in your heart and do what they need to do. If you're ready, Maybe open your mouth and sigh out. From my heart to yours, thank you, and God's blessings on your path.